If you are a wife, I have a question for you. Do you often feel more like roommates with your spouse than you do soulmates? Have you forgotten what it's like to be best friends with your husband? I don't think there's anyone who walks down the aisle to say I do while also thinking, I hope I have a mediocre or failed marriage. Absolutely not, right? We desire good and healthy marriages. We want a marriage with joy and laughter and fun and spiritual growth and sexual pleasure and faithfulness and honesty and continual forgiveness. Then life happens, doesn't it? And we get caught up in these worldly and broken expectations of what our marriage is supposed to look like. And then we look over at that girl on Instagram and see what her marriage looks like and think that we don't have it all together. I currently know so many women right now who are struggling within their marriages. I have been there, which is why I've created the Wife Project course. The problem with our society is that it tells us that marriage is 50-50, but this is a lie that causes frustration, anger, bitterness, resentment, laziness, and sometimes divorce, because we're thinking that we only have to get to 50% to meet our quota, while we desire for both of us to give our all to a marriage. We are called not to that 50%, ladies, but to 100%, because God asks us to honor Him in all that we do and to do all things with excellence. So, while our spouses can be frustrating and marriage can be hard because we're two sinners coming together as one, pointing fingers, nagging, telling our spouses over and over again how they don't meet our expectations is only going to chip away at our relationships. But we want to breathe life into our marriage. We want growth, and growth comes from love and forgiveness and grace and deep, deep understanding. Proverbs 12:4 says, an excellent wife is the crown of her husband, but she who causes shame is like rottenness in his bones. Ladies, are you a crown or a thorn to your spouse? Do you desire to run this race of marriage well, to fight through the junk and the muck and the hard in order to honor God in all that you do? My name is Lindsay Maestas. I am the host of the faith-based podcast, the Living Easy podcast, which focuses on biblical relationships. I am just a woman who loves women and loves the idea of marriage, a healthy, happy, joyful, God-honoring marriage, so much that it's something that I have fought for the past 9 years. Jesse and I have been married for 9 years, best friends for 12 years, and we have been through plenty of our own mess, I promise you, but you'll hear all about that in the course. But we have fought through, and God has used those moments to prune us, to sanctify us, to grow us, and to give us the opportunity now to speak into the lives of other married couples. I have always been passionate about fighting for marriages so that God is honored throughout that relationship. That does not mean it's going to be easy. Most of the time, it's really hard. I have a video gaming husband. I know hard. But marriage and joy and laughter and sexual pleasure and all of those things do not have to fizzle out just because you've been married for a long period of time. God has called us up toward holiness and commitment in our marriage to honor Him best. My heart behind the Wife Project is to challenge you to become more like Jesus, to strengthen you in forgiveness, in love, in communication, and all of these areas so that you then can put into action what you've learned and change your marriage. The Wife Project is an 8-week video course with 8 total biblical teachings that will allow you to work on one topic per week. These topics include forgiveness in the little things and the big things like affairs and betrayal, how to communicate and fight well and healthfully, how to be a servant instead of a selfish wife, what it means to focus on those little foxes and little trash cans in your marriage, because those little things typically become the big things. We will go over all of this with a biblical, scripture-based focus, encouragement, wisdom that I've received from other women throughout the years, and so much more. The Wife Project will also have a Wife Project journal, which I am so excited about. This will include journaling questions that will help you to put into action what you've learned throughout the course. You will also have marriage challenges so that you can go and implement things within your relationship right away. We will have conversation starters for date nights or days at home, or even in those hard moments when you don't know how to ask that one question or talk about that one thing. I will also have scripture and memory verse note cards for you to hold on to, put in your car, on your mirror, in order to help you remember the words of truth in the Lord when fear or frustration take over. So if you are interested in the Wife Project and strengthening and growing your marriage in a way that you never have before, I would be thrilled to see you there. Registration opens on February 22nd, 2021, and the doors will only be open for 5 days, so make sure to get your spot right away. I cannot wait, and I'll talk to you guys soon.